brawl in the parliament and an attempt to pass the draft legislation on foreign agents number 2. A domestic political conflict is escalating in Georgia. Double standards, open dissatisfaction of EU officials, and crowds of protesters on the streets. Who is the screenwriter and who is the director? Let's consider all the political elements and put everything in its place. This is the table of Mendeleev. Hello? The draft law pertaining to transparency of foreign influence in Georgia ironically revealed the obviousness of its presence. The ruling party Georgian Dream has reintroduced the draft of the controversial law to the parliament. After all, in March last year, amid criticism from the West and protests in Tbilisi, he was recalled. Therefore, the new attempt to regulate the activities of organizations engaged in political activities with foreign funding is not going smoothly. In the case of sabotage, during the consideration of the document, the deputies got into a fight in the parliament. The exec of the Georgian Dream was labeled as a Russian agent. In response to his statement that similar laws are in effect not only in Russia, but also in other countries, opposition reps found no arguments apart from fists. After the parliament approved the draft law on foreign agents in the first reading, protest sentiments intensified. Pro-Western media incited people to take to the streets, while provocateurs clashed with the police. Yet the LE officers systematically carried out their work. European politicians were strongly advised not to adopt the legislation under any circumstances. The head of the European Council clearly hinted at possible difficulties that Tbilisi may face on its way to the EU.
Georgian people chose European path. European Council granted Georgia candidate status in December last year. To clarify, the draft law doesn't align with Georgia's EU aspirations, won't bring Georgia closer, but move it away from the EU.
The law requires foreign-funded non-governmental organizations and media to register in a special registry and submit annual declarations. This implies that manipulating Georgian minds will become more challenging. And that is why the West became anxious that their privileged foreign agents were being influenced. But the president of Georgia, who is also a former citizen of France, stated that she will veto the bill. But to overcome it, the country needs a simple majority in parliament. The Prime Minister assured that Tbilisi will not back down from adopting the law, despite criticism from other countries.
Naturally, they are advantageous to the Western countries because the authorities in Georgia have not been able to reconcile the preservation of national traditions, orthodoxy, the institution of family, and independence with the demands and expectations of the West, which has posed challenges and complexities for the Georgian government in finding a harmonious balance between these aspects. During the course of the past year, we have encountered multiple instances of confrontation with Eurostructures, as well as the United States of America on numerous occasions.
For reference, the law on the registration of foreign agents was adopted in the USA as far back as 1938. In July 2016, a law on transparency of funding for NGOs was passed in the country of Israel. In Australia, the law on the system of transparency of foreign influence has been in effect since 2018. On the 27th of March 2024, the lower house of the French Parliament gave approval to a bill concerning the prevention of foreign interference. In the case of Georgia, a similar law suddenly contradicts the values for some reason. The circle is complete, and the rubber definition of European postulates is bursting at the seams. The crisis against the backdrop of the draft law is advantageous for organizing a change of government to a more Western-friendly regime.
Provocations will persist until the authorities employ force. This strategy will also be utilized by the West as a means to oppose and undermine the current government in power. Either the government will revoke the law and clearly lose the elections, or it will stand firm on its positions and prove for the first time that Georgia is a state, not a colony, thereby demonstrating its sovereignty and independence to the world.
The scenarios of color revolutions are always identical, whether it's Syria, Moldova, Ukraine, or Georgia. Afterwards, it turns out that the fruits of the constructive chaos sown by an external hand are a rapid decline in the standard of living and security. The protesters' expectations are not justified. There comes an understanding that they were only needed for the cries of freedom and democracy, which paved the way for total subjugation.